families are more pinched than ever. The state universities, as you can see, are jacking up the costs, making it more expensive because they're not coming out of the crisis. The crisis is making the finances of the working class families tighter, and the crisis is making the budget of the university tighter, and so the costs of going to university are going up. How do the different players in our economy react? Students across America have gotten the idea over the last 3 or 4 years, and try to bear with me here, the sheer cruelty of the story I'm about to tell you. As American young people are having a harder and harder time getting a job, keeping a job, making a living, millions of them decided over recent years that the way to manage this economic and social problem is by the individual act of going back to school to get another degree or to move further up, to be better credentialed to get the job that's now so harder to get. Just as the crisis makes them need to do that, the cost of doing that is being jacked up by that same crisis. So it gets them by driving them to the school, and then it squeezes them financially in the school. So what have they done? Of course, what have they done? Since the family has less resources than before to help them go to school, the young people are turning to a massive level of debt. The student debt of the United States is the most rapidly growing kind of credit in the United States. Last year, for the first time ever, the total amount of debt of American students exceeded the total amount of debt of all American credit cards. So student debt is now a bigger phenomenon than credit card debt. That's extraordinary. There are, in fact, millions of American students now carrying levels of debt that they cannot, with all the economic projections we make, they simply can't pay. There is no way. And how this society is going to deal with that is going to make major trouble in the years coming down the road, as the students basically say, I can't, I won't, and the government is going to have a very hard time figuring out what to do. Because if they relieve them from the debt, then what are the other people with their debts going to say? Very